All right, hey guys, it is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of the Nanatsu no Taizai episode 12, if I remember correctly. Terrifying canon in this this episode was so fucking awesome. I was so just absolutely not prepared for the amazingness that was going to ensue in this episode. And when I say amazingness, I mean amazingness. This episode was so freaking awesome. Because like we finally see the rest of like, because where the last episode left off at, we see Deanne and Meliodas were about to have their battle, well, their last fight in the battle royale of people trying to fight for Deanne's Gideon. And Deanne was just like fucking Meliodas up, and Meliodas was like, if I don't defend myself, it's gonna be really bad. And she just would not listen to him at all, because it really wasn't Meliodas' fault about those girls talking to him. It was Bon. Bon paid them off to see Deanne fuck him up. I guess Bon was feeling kind of salty because Meliodas effed him up for real, for real. But, so they were fighting, and they sensed something, which is they sensed Jericho and Gyula coming on their flying manta rays. And instead of like Meliodas telling them, like telling the town that they need to get the fuck out of town because they might possibly die when they get there, he pretty much told them that he is Meliodas of the 7 deadly sins, and they are all 7 deadly sins, and that they are going to take over the town. And nobody would believe him at first, and then Gyula and Jericho got there before they could finish. So Gyula, she has a new power, and she was like blowing shit up and just literally was like destroying the town, blowing people up, blah blah blah. Gyula is an asshole, really, like for real. And Gyula. So we see like everybody people trying to get everybody out of town, and Bon gets skewered by Jericho, and Jericho like, she comes up to him and she's like pretty much telling him, she was like, do you remember me, blah blah blah. She was like, I'm the girl who was impersonating a guy. And I was like, if she was trying to look like a guy, she was doing a really bad job, because I could tell like from first glance that she was a girl. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. So after that, she was talking to Bon, and she was like, I'm the one you humiliated. And now she is pretty much going to spend the rest of her life coming after Bon, and she'll never be able to kill him, which is kind of sad, because he has been beheaded like 30, I want to say like 38 times. I think my number is a little off. But he's been beheaded a lot and killed a lot and doesn't die. So regardless of how much Jericho comes after him, he's not going to die, which would be a little, I can't think of the word. It would be a little discouraging for Jericho, considering that she has this huge vendetta towards him. But that's on her. So after that, we see Jericho. She is such a fucking creep. Like for real. She took like some of Bon's blood splattered on her face, and she took her thumb and rubbed it on her lips and made lipstick. And I was like, what in the world is wrong with you? This chick is crazy. Like, I honestly don't understand. I honestly don't understand. It's not okay. So after all of that, we see, well, of course, Bon is about to fight Jericho, and Meliodas is about to fight Gyula. And they start fighting, and they fuck Meliodas and Bon up, like for real. And they both end up in like the same place, and we see like Elizabeth and Hawk are running to safety, and then King comes up, and he takes out both Gyula and Jericho at the same time, and they're both like laid out on the ground. Hawk takes Bon and Meliodas to a safe place, and then Elizabeth, like while she's like praying over Meliodas, she starts getting bigger. So that means that soon it's a possibility that Deanne is gonna get bigger. So, but while all that was happening, Deanne was trying to save this old man, and Hauser was trying to arrest her, and she was like, well, I am about to save this man. He's a little bit more important than you are to me right this moment. So she was trying to save him, and this I can't remember what his name is. He's in this big orange like suit of armor. He was making Deanne heavy and literally broke the ground. And right before she fell through the cracks, she threw the man to house her. Like literally just tossed him to house her. And then she fell down. And that was the end of Deanne for this point. So then after that, we see like King fighting Eula and Jericho and Love Helm, that really odd looking man person thing that was hosting the tournament, saved them. And we see that he is not actually Love Helm. He is crap. What is his name? I'm so horrible with names. I'm sorry, you guys. But he turns out to be somebody who knows Meliodas. Well, somebody who knows King. And he breaks King's holy treasure. And then they start fighting. And King, he had like a slash on his chest. But King was going for it. He did pretty good. And he even knocked his helmet off, which I thought was pretty fucking awesome. King is amazing. Like, he has some really fucking awesome powers with his staff that was created from the holy tree. But other than that, without that thing, King is literally like defenseless, which is kind of sad. So while all this is happening, Elizabeth is confronted by Veronica, and Veronica puts Meliodas into this little like pendant thing that she got from Hendrickson. And Henderson pretty much told Veronica that this pendant it pretty much, I guess you could say, like deflects demons or demonic presences. So he told her when she gets close to Meliodas to chant this phrase and he'll go inside it, and he did. Which means that Meliodas is demonic. But is Meliodas really, like, really demonic? I mean, we'll find that out later. But Elizabeth was pissed. Like, she just went off on Veronica and told her that she hated her and that she needed to bring Meliodas back and blah, blah, blah. And they tried to capture her, and then Hawk came and Bond took Veronica captive. And then after that, Jericho and Eula came up, and they were going to take Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, well, after Elizabeth got out of the bubble, Grimoire put Eula and Jericho in the bubble, and then Elizabeth tried to run away with Meliodas' sword and the pendant. And then after that, we see like Veronica is chasing after her, and she hits like a landmine and blows up, which really fucking sucks. Like, it was so sad. She was literally in like 2 episodes, maybe 3. So after that, Elizabeth was like crying over her, and they were talking about like how they were when they were kids. And then Veronica died, which really fucking sucked. I really was not prepared for that. I was like, you've literally only been in like 2 episodes, and they finally introduced you as like her sister. But Veronica was killed, and when Grimoire saw that Veronica was dead, he lost his calm and his magic went away. So Eula and Jericho came after him, and she, like, Eula blew up Grimoire. So I don't even know if Grimoire's still alive. Hawk is laid out too, and Elizabeth was like screaming and hollering at the top of her lungs, and Meliodas broke out of the pendant, and he was covered in this curse mark, which derives from the black tattoo that he gets on his forehead. So is Meliodas really a demon or nah? Like, I don't know. Honestly, don't know what to think at this point, but this episode was so fucking awesome. Oh my gosh. Was not prepared in the slightest for this episode. But as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How did you feel about the way things turned out? Like, I really wanted to see who would win in a fight between Deanne and Meliodas, because they fought twice and never finished their fight. So I would love to see like who would win in a fight between Meliodas and Deanne. But Meliodas, if he uses his trump card, we already know Meliodas would win. But Deanne is so fucking strong for somebody. Even when she's small, she's strong. So I would love to see a real fight between those two. But I mean, it's probably not going to happen. So as always, I would love it if you guys could comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.